Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of In Real Time. We are your hosts, Jacob and Mitchell, as always. Sunday was a very exciting day in the entertainment industry. The Oscars of 2024 happened. A lot of entertainment news happened. It was a big ceremony, a lot of heavyweights, and different films won at different categories. And it was a really big night for film and media in general. If you're like me and Jacob, we look forward to the Oscars every year. If you have not listened to our other episodes where we were debating and discussing Oscars predictions in the weeks leading up to it, you can check those out on Spotify and YouTube. But it was a really big discussion for both of us and a lot of people in the film community. We were all very excited about it. And so the ceremony happened. It was very exciting. And we're here today to kind of break down the winners, break down our thoughts of the winners, and kind of just discuss what the heck happened, because it was a crazy show with a lot of crazy things to talk about. We're going to get right into it because there's no point dilly-dallying or wasting time because it's a very big episode, a lot to discuss. I'm going off the list on the Academy's website. It starts off with some of the biggest awards first, which is probably fine going it through alphabetical order. So the first category is actor in a leading role, of course, going to Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. I don't think anyone was even in doubt about this. We were not in doubt about it, at least.
Nope.
Comparing it to Bradley Cooper, Paul Giamatti, Jeffrey Wright, all the other nominees in the categories, I think the second best option could have been Paul Giamatti for Holdovers, because I love his performance there. But I'm just glad Bradley Cooper didn't take it for his very funny little SNL impersonation of Leonard Bernstein. I think that it was definitely Cillian Murphy's year. I think Cillian Murphy deserved it. Are you kind of in the same thought process, or is there anything you wish would have happened differently here?
No, I mean, yeah, it's pretty awesome. It was great, and it's really cool to see when you know someone's going to win, and to them they're actually still surprised when they do get announced. He felt like he looked like he was a kid in a candy shop up there, when he got up there and was trying to figure all his shit, get his shit together. And I'm but that's cool. I'm glad that it's right. It's correct. He was the best one to go about it. And I think it's really funny because I was having a discussion with my buddies that I was hanging out with last night, and they were talking about Bradley Cooper. And he was like, could you imagine you're doing this and then you just have Christopher Nolan release Oppenheimer? And then I was like, to be fair, I wouldn't even put him in second place.
No.
Dead honest, yeah. I'd probably put him in last. If I were to do it ballot wise, Cillian, Paul, Jeffrey. Who's even the fourth one? I don't even. What's the
Coleman Domingo for?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. So Cillian, Paul, Jeffrey, Coleman, Bradley. In dead ass. That's what I would even when they do the points. That's how I would write it down. So I don't think he's got that sauce necessarily. I know he's trying again apparently this fall with some movie that he's directing, but great category, great speech, very happy. What's up, viewers? Mitchell, if you go through this footage,
I hate you.
I'm kidding, I don't hate you. But if you want to keep this in for a little funny bit, hello in real time people, we're gonna go through while we wait. Holy shit, is it snowing? It do be snowing outside right now. Huh. Anyway, what in real time community, I'm gonna show you my favorite Blu-rays that I've bought and have collected. So first one, oh, this is a banger. I love this movie. Heat. Here we go. Now Oppenheimer fell.
Here we go. I'm back.
Oh, I was showing the viewers my Blu-rays.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Cillian Murphy deserved it wholeheartedly. I think that he was the one to beat this year, and I think that no one really matched the energy or the enthusiasm of that performance. So I think that his was one of those wins where I really understand it from a voting perspective. And Jacob has the Oppenheimer Blu-ray feature prominently behind him in the background. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's right there. Fire purchase, not even gonna lie. I
4K
have Blu-ray somewhere too. Yeah, 4K Blu-ray for me too. I have it somewhere. I don't remember where I put it, but I'll have to display it next time. But for the next category, another Oppenheimer win for actor in a supporting role, this time going to Robert Downey Jr. for his performance as Strauss in Oppenheimer. He was up
W.
against Robert De Niro, Ryan Gosling, Mark Ruffalo, and Sterling K. Brown, respectively. Again, this is another win of mine where I say he deserves it wholeheartedly. I think people were making a case for Ryan Gosling, but for me, I think this is one of his performances where I think that it really shows the energy he has and the enthusiasm to do something completely different from like Marvel or whatever. So I think he deserved a win here. But do you think that that's like your thinking is in the same line as that, or do you think that someone else should have maybe won this category?
No, yeah. Pretty much kind of the same spiel. He's had like 2 comebacks. It's kind of cool. I've never seen an actor kind of do that. Yeah, he's really good. He's been winning all year. It was very expected. And again, his speech was cool. That's what I said last episode. All these speeches were going to be fire, and they were. So if I get the opportunity to say it, I'm going to. But yeah, great guy. Great speech, great role.
I agree with that. And moving into the actress categories, we are first starting with actress in a leading role. Emma Stone won it, which was a very interesting pick. She was up against Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hüller, Carey Mulligan, and Annette Bening. My take on this is that I don't care if Lily Gladstone necessarily won, but if we were going to choose someone who wasn't Lily Gladstone, why could we not have chosen Sandra Hüller? I'm just saying. I think Sandra Hüller's performance was incredible. I think she was my second choice behind Lily Gladstone personally. I did not see Naiad, so I don't know if Annette Bening was fine or not. And Carey Mulligan in Maestro was just like, whatever. She did carry the movie. Like, I'm not even going to lie. She did carry it. She did a better performance than Bradley Cooper. So maybe she should have been nominated at least. But for me, I think Emma Stone, I'm a big fan of hers. I'm happy for her. But I think like most people or a lot of people, I think Lily Gladstone's performance for me was more tragic and heartbreaking and more raw. And I think Emma Stone, I think she's talented. I haven't seen Poor Things, so I can't commentate on the performance itself. But from what I've seen and what I've heard, it seems it's more just like a quirky kind of physical comedic performance than it is something more groundbreaking and nuanced and raw. But what did you think of this kind of win category, all that?
Well, I've kind of gotten to like sit with it for a week, and I'm totally like I'm gonna be real. I'm so fine with it. Like, I've kind of been on the. My opinion of her is like she like is the like actress for us. In my honest opinion, she is like like the what she has turned like not even in comedy movies like where she started she was still good, but like her transition to this and now she has 2 Oscars and has basically just been nominated every year, give or take every year since 2018, which I don't necessarily case in this case is a bad thing because she's great. She's like genuinely great. I really liked Sandra Hüller a lot, but I did watch Poor Things and I did like it more than hers, so she would have been my second pick. It's a very close, but I just like I think what she does is incredible. So like, yeah, it kind of hurts a little bit. Like it's like damn, but you know, I don't think anybody was bitter about it. She was obviously surprised to win, which is a good thing in a way. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really honestly okay with it. I think it's really cool. She's like 35. She already has 2 Oscars. She's going to be like one of the like by the time we're old, she's going to be, I think, considered one of the greats. So I'm okay with it. In all honesty.
Yeah, I understand that take, and I can get behind that. I think Emma Stone's definitely a talented actress, so I'm excited to see what she does in the future going forward. Continuing on in the actress categories, we have actress in a supporting role going to Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Far and away, best nominee in this category, best winner in this category for me. I think that no one comes close, but I think her performance overall was also just the best across the board. Looking at like Emily Blunt and Oppenheimer was good, but I don't think she was on the same level as like Divine Joy Randolph and Holdovers acting wise. Didn't see Color Purple at all. So Danielle Brooks, I don't know, maybe. Barbie America Ferrera was the laughable one for me because I was just like, there's no shot. There's no shot she wins that against Divine Joy Randolph.
She was there, though.
Jodie Foster, Naiad, who knows? Again, haven't seen it, but like people apparently liked it enough to nominate it. So like, okay. But for me, looking at like Emily Blunt, comparing it to her performance, I think that Divine Joy Randolph definitely decided or deserved to take it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much. She was like the biggest lock of the night, and she just, yeah, I mean, she's great. I mean, it was honestly, besides her and Emily Blunt, it was kind of a very weak year. And I don't mean that to discredit that of the work of the other people, but usually it's pretty beefy in there, and it felt like not necessarily it wasn't as intense this year. So really happy for her. I'm very excited to see what she does because obviously her career is like what a way to start her career basically. Like I know she's been around, but like she's been in a lot more stuff the past couple years. So like it's really good for her to get that and see what she does next.
Yeah, I can get behind that too. I think that she really is talented. I think the only other thing I've seen her in is that one.
The Idol.
No, it was the Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock, Daniel Radcliffe adventure comedy movie that came out like.
Oh yeah. That movie
Yeah, you know
wasn't
what
even
I'm
that
talking
bad.
about. No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
and that movie wasn't even bad.
Yeah, so that's like what I know her from, and like
She was
also
in The Idol
did,
too.
I did not watch that.
I did.
Yikes! But I think that she definitely deserved it. I think she's going to get more projects going forward, and I'm fine with that because she's extremely talented.
Yeah.
Speaking of next category, big upset in the world of awards predictions. I mean, it was a close race between the two of them, Boy and the Heron, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. In the end, Boy and the Heron just took it 100%. I'm so happy with this decision.
Yes, I leapt out of my seat. I was
Yep.
like, oh boy. I was right. Fun fact.
I clapped.
Fun fact. Only one in my work pool. I was the only one that picked that.
That's crazy to me because like that was
right.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm so happy that won. I think that it deserved to win. I think
didn't even go.
I know he didn't go either, which is awesome. Because I think who accepted the award on his behalf did like
the people that presented it.
Yeah. But I'm happy for him. I think that he definitely deserved it, especially for this one. I think it's one of his stronger works overall. If you're going to nominate and let Miyazaki win for something, better for this than any of his other films, in my personal opinion, because I think this is the one that's like the culmination of everything he tries to do in his career. I think it's like kind of a career award. I know people are upset about Spider-Verse not winning, but in its defense, first off, Boy and the Heron's masterful animation. Like you can't just like you have to admit that. And second, they might do the Return of the King thing where they just give it to the third movie in the trilogy when it eventually comes out. So just like don't be too upset about this loss because like it lost to a very deserving movie, and I think it kind of was one of those things that it was close, but ultimately it was the right outcome. So yeah, for me, I think that works, and I think it works for a lot of people. Cinematography wise, Oppenheimer sweeping it. Hoyt Van Hoytema's 70mm IMAX format film winning. Kind of knew this was a lock just because, like, all the other ones seem like
new film.
Exactly, black and white IMAX film. I mean, you kind of have to let that win. But even looking at the list of nominees, like El Conda, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, like some of these look or like feel like they were just like thrown out there just for like nominees' sake. Like Oppenheimer for me was the one where I looked at it, I'm like, okay, this is great cinematography. The other ones, Killers of the Flower Moon was good, but it wasn't one of those movies where I'm just like, oh my gosh, the visuals are so insane. Like it was just like, yeah, it's really good and it's very capable of what it's doing, but it's not like, reinventing the wheel. But for me, Oppenheimer deserved it 100%. The level of detail and immersion that film cinematography is just mind-blowing, especially if you see it in IMAX 70mm, as the case is with all Nolan films. But what did you think about this one? Were you happy with it, or do you think like Killers should have won or something like that?
No, I mean, I can see where you would get that. Like I can understand that opinion, and it's totally valid. But like I said, when you create a whole new way to film a movie, it's kind of pretty much like in the bag. I would if you do it correctly. Again, you could do it and it sucks. So, but like when you're Hoyt and you know your stuff and you're like, yeah, I could probably do it. Then you're probably going to win the award. And it turned out great. It was incredible. It was like the purest black and white I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like the detail is great. It's crazy, the detail. But yeah, good for him. He has 2 now, right? Or is this his first one? I thought he has 2. If he doesn't, good for him for winning the first time because he should have won before.
Yeah. I'm looking. He was nominated for Dunkirk, but he lost it.
Oh, so it's his first win?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, good for him. Yeah, cool. I like that. Very good job, Hoyt.
Yeah. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
But moving on to costume design, Poor Things took it. I think this was like kind of a lock, honestly, if I'm not going to lie, because a lot of people were predicting it was going to take it, or Barbie. Those were the two main frontrunners in the category. I don't know what Napoleon's doing in here, to be honest with you. Like, it just still hasn't sunk in. It was nominated for this award, but then just lost it. I don't know what they were thinking nominating it, because like compared to some of the other nominees, it's just like laughable. I haven't seen Poor Things, can't commentate on the costume design, but you have seen it. So what did you think about the costumes in the movie, and what did you think of the award being given to it?
Yeah, great pick. It's so colorful. It's like I get that Barbie is like, you can say Barbie's colorful too. I understand that, but doing a period film and doing a bunch of different type of designs because you're in like 3 different countries throughout the movie and adapting to like where you're at in the world. I don't know. I think it looked better. I'm not discrediting Barbie. It was great. Like, a lot of them were really cool. Obviously, a lot went into each Barbie and how they looked and stuff. But I just think Poor Things does all of it necessary, pretty much better in my opinion. So yeah, I'm glad it won. It won 3 straight awards. It was kind of insane on TV. I loved it. Twitter was very concerned for like 20 minutes. It was really funny to watch them just be like, guys, what's going on? But I do find this interesting. So whatever wins makeup, usually if you're nominated in that acting category, whatever wins makeup usually wins, the actor wins. Yeah. I saw this Twitter thread. I thought it was really interesting because the Whale won makeup, Brendan Fraser won. And then this one makeup, and then Emma Stone won. And I think it's happened like the past 5 years if it's like nominated together. So
yeah,
an interesting trend that I didn't think necessarily goes together. But if you think about it, it kind of does. So
yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about that, honestly. But again, it seems like it was deserving. A lot of people are happy about this win, so good on it. Good on everyone involved. Directing is the next award. Very big. Christopher Nolan is now an Oscar winner. Very big news. He's deserved it for a while, and I think this is the film that kind of did solidify the reason he deserved it. I think it's his most awards-friendly film to date, and I think he probably won't make another one that's this awards-friendly in a long time. So I think this is one where they needed to kind of give it to him. I don't have anything to say other than he just deserved it, if I'm going to be honest with you, just because, like, you know, I'm not going to make a case for anyone else in this category. Like, I love Scorsese. I love Triet. I love everyone else in this category. But, like, Christopher Nolan, come on. Like, you have to. You kind of have to make him win. So, yeah, what did you think about this win?
Yeah, expected. Totally cool with it. If, like, you wanted to be cool and be, like, directing, like Justin Triet or Jonathan Glazer.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Not that it was bad, but, like, director's branch, not that it's funky, but, like, obviously they are adapting way quicker than the other branches, which I'm very happy about. Don't get me wrong. But happy for Chris. I agree with you that I don't think he'll try to. He may get nominated for stuff, but I don't think he's going to like try and necessarily like this again. I'm just really intrigued to see, like, what do you even do from here? Like, what could you possibly, and not even that it's a bad thing, because, like, in a way, people will kind of hold it to, not that it would be that good, but up there. I just don't understand, like, obviously I bet he wouldn't be trying to make anything as, like, try to be on the same level, but it's just going to be hard to follow that up.
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking, and I think that I don't even know like what he's been rumored to do next or anything, but I think I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it because
if he's doing Bond,
I don't think he's doing Bond.
I don't think he's doing Bond either. I don't know if he wants to do another franchise.
Yeah, that's kind of like the thing.
He's in his prime right now, dude. Like,
yeah, I'm just excited to see what awaits and see what he's going to do next because it's Christopher Nolan. I'm going to check it out. A lot of people are going to check it out, and it's going to be great. So happy for him in this award. Next two are both documentary, both feature film and short film. This is a category every year where I don't really like pay attention to it enough or like watch all the movies. 20 Days of Maripol won feature film.
Great.
From what I've seen, I have not seen it, but like from what I've read and everything, like it deserved it over everyone else. So it's like it's the front runner. Makes kind of a lot of sense. Same with short film. The Last Repair Shop won it. Been
W.
hearing a lot of things about it. And in comparison to like some of the other ones, like I don't think it had any chance of like not winning in any of these categories. But like for you personally, Jacob, is there anything that you think should have won or would have won that you've seen in these categories? Because I don't know if you're like me and haven't seen any of the films nominated or anything, or if you did, what is kind of your insight on that?
I watched 20 Days of Maripol because we had it on um the Indie Spirit. Thank you.
Oh,
That's
we
the
did.
word.
Whoops, I didn't watch it.
And then I did watch Last Repair Shop like 2 weeks ago because it's on YouTube to watch
Oh,
it.
really?
I think. Well, I found it. I don't know if it was illegal, but I saw it. So,
Oh my gosh.
oh my gosh. But no, yeah, they're both really cool. The Last Repair Shop premise is actually really cool. It's about like inner city schools in LA. It's like the last city in America that like gives instruments to kids for like free to like learn. I'm like, yeah, it's really cool. So
Yeah.
it's just a really different type of story. And then 20 Days of Maripol is obviously really heavy. Guy's speech was really cool. I enjoyed it. He didn't really thank anybody. He just kind of like said the shit going on in Ukraine and stuff. And I was like, yeah, you do you, King. I was like, ball. And he got a standing ovation. So I'll take it. Good for him. It worked.
Yeah.
Well, not worked, but like good for him to get the platform out there.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of those, but like Last Repair Shop seems dope, so I'm gonna have to check it out if I remember to, because like short films are kind of like under my radar usually, and I don't pay
Yeah.
enough attention to them. But yeah, I'm kind of happy for it. Film editing is the next category, major one. Oppenheimer sweeping again. It's just an Oppenheimer
Dubs.
sweep at this point. I don't know, nothing really to say because like for me, film editing is one of those categories that I don't think enough about consciously when I'm watching a film. But when I think about it, I think Oppenheimer definitely could make a case for like why it deserved it because it was a very editing heavy film about how it like jumped between different time periods and different places and events. And I think it just
color
handled it
grading?
well. Yeah. I think it all just came together to create an experience that was really unique and complete. And I think that it makes a case for like why it won over everything else. So I think no complaints there for me. I think it's just a deserving win, and I think that a lot of people were
Absolutely.
happy about it. So, yeah. International feature film is next. The Zone of Interest won it. We were kind of
Boom!
predicting this. I still haven't seen it, but I know a lot of people were predicting it was going to win. And I kind of was predicting it's going to win because, like, compared to everything else, I think it has the strongest word of mouth. But yeah, nothing else for me to say really. How about you take it away? Do you think that this deserved it, or do you think like something like in the category elsewhere, like Perfect Days, should have taken it, for example?
I haven't seen Perfect Days yet, unfortunately, so I cannot give my opinion on that. But I have seen Zone of Interest, and it's like definitely top 3 last year for me. So I'm very happy that it won. We'll also get to it in sound. I'm very excited to talk about that when we get to it. But it is one of 3 movies on the night that won multiple Oscars. Just wanted to point that out. So, boom, awesome.
Yeah, good on that movie. Honestly, I still need to check it out, but I've heard a lot of good things, so I'm happy it won. Makeup and hair styling went to Poor Things, just
Boom.
like it did costume design. Everyone was kind of expecting that too. Maestro in this category, bro. And what is
For
Golda?
makeup,
Yeah, literally, what is Golda as well?
it's
like I have not.
Helen Mirren. I saw the montage. It's kind of insane. She she looks totally like it's Helen Mirren, but I'm like that's not Helen Mirren, but like it is.
Yeah,
But it doesn't look like her at all. Maestro, I understand, dude. Bradley Cooper looks insane. The detail's kind of crazy.
yeah. But Poor Things had the most outlandish that I've seen in stills and different montages, so I think it deserved it. And as you mentioned, obviously costume and makeup go hand in hand together most likely. And also like go hand in hand with like actor and all that winning usually. It seems to be a weird pattern. So it was
Yep.
kind of makes sense looking back on in retrospect. So really nothing upsetting about this category either. Like it was kind of like, deserved, and also like everyone thought I was going to win. So yeah, good on it. I think it definitely was the strongest of the ones I've seen in here, and yeah, I think it deserved a win. Best original score is next. Oppenheimer, Ludwig Göransson sweeping it again.
Crazy.
Geez, it's crazy. Like I love this score so much, and I think it definitely deserved it.
It's just crazy how his career has just
Yeah,
the sky. I mean, dude was on Community, then he made an album for Donald Glover, and then he won an
Yeah.
Oscar for Black Panther. Like what? Like that's fucking crazy.
yeah,
Like, and he's like, if he is 40, younger 40s. I was about to say he's got to be at least under 40,
yeah.
give or take. So he's going to be here for a while.
I'm happy with that because I
Mhm.
think that his scores are like the next Hans Zimmer, honestly, and I think that
Yeah.
they're even stronger than Hans Zimmer sometimes. But yeah, I think that it definitely deserved a win. I'm just glad Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny stood no chance, and the fact that it was nominated was very funny to me. But in the end of the day, what's deserving won, and that's all that matters.
Right.
Same can be said for music original song, which is coming up next. What was I made for from Barbie sweeping it? Like no one expected anything different. People thought I'm Just Ken was going to get it, but like if you're going to choose a song from Barbie, you're going to choose the one that was written by Billie Eilish because there seems to be a pattern there. as
Two-time
well.
Oscar winner.
Like, yeah, I think that she definitely deserved it again. I think that was the best song in the film by far, and I think it had a lot of impact and was just the one that was the most well written and well lyriced and just was complete. So no complaints here. What did you think about this kind of category?
Yeah, I mean, I like Billie Eilish. I like your stuff. I'm not afraid to admit that. It was a kind of a weaker year. Anytime Diane Warren makes a song, she's obviously nominated. I don't like that Flamin' Hot shit was wild. I was like, are we being for real? No, yeah. I mean, I'm be real. I'm Just Ken would have been so awesome just cause of Ryan Gosling have to go up there and be like, are you all being for real? Like he definitely would have been up there and like just not been serious at all. Yeah. Also, his performance was like insane too. So I don't know, pretty good. I enjoyed it. Billie Eilish has more Oscars than Leonardo DiCaprio,
which is crazy,
and a lot of other people. So good for her, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought process. Speaking of Best Picture, which is coming up next, we have Oppenheimer taking it like it is in the background. Awesome. I'm so happy it took it. I think it was just the best film of the year. Nothing else to add. I think it's the one that people are going to look back someday in the future. We're going to turn on Turner Classic Movies and it's going to be playing. And it's just going to be one of those films that I think is going to stand the test of time. I think it's going to go down in film history. And I think it's going to be one of the ones that people remember from the last decade or so. So I think it definitely deserves it to win.
Yeah.
Are you kind of in the same thought process, or do you think that something else should have taken it?
No, yeah, it's an achievement in and of itself that it exists in a way. It's just like you said, it's it follow like sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to put this in words. Like how you said how it's going to stand the test of time, which I agree with. I think this year, well, the past year in general is going to be such a staple of like influence and like pushing back on for the future. Like not even just this movie. I just think like literally all 10 Best Picture nominees will be talked about to an extent for a very long time.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those years that I think it's again lucky, and then you got like the crowning jewel on top of the like gold in a way. So it just perfectly worked out. I'm very happy, and I was very happy with just again the year in general. So it's great.
Yeah, and it was just such a great way to round out the 2023 film year. It was awesome, and I'm so happy it won. And seeing Christopher Nolan have one of his films win Best Picture is just full circle.
Dose.
So
2 Oscars, one night.
Just so happy for him. Next is another Poor Things award. That's kind of what I'm calling all these techies that it won. Production design.
Production design. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweeps. I think for me, like I know I've seen trailers and all that, and I haven't actually seen the like official film. But from what I've seen, like the whole town and cruise ship stuff is just like insane to me that they actually built that, and I think that that is more impressive to me, honestly, than the Barbie stuff. Because Barbie stuff to me looked like a lot of green screen and like background. Like Poor Things seamlessly looked like in the trailers and stuff, like it blended all of that in together. And I
Yeah.
think that definitely felt like more of like a world than Barbie did. And I think that's the intent because like Barbie, I get was supposed to feel like fake and stuff in the world, but I think Poor Things looked like an actual physical like realm that these characters were in. So I think it kind of makes sense why it won over everything else. You happy with this award? Do you think the Poor Things should have taken it, or do you think that like Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie, something should have taken it instead?
No, yeah. I'm a full go here. My top two movies performed the top two at the ceremony, so it worked out for me. I'm very happy. The award show in general was just overall very great. So
Yeah, that's my thought process there too. So I'm pretty content with that win. What I'm not content with is the next winner in the next category, animated short film. This is just the worst pick they could have ever done in a million years. It is War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko, which if you do not
Boo.
know,
But I
it
picked
is
it though.
John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Yeah, I picked it to win too. I thought it was going to win just because Peter Jackson's name is attached to it. Like, come on, it's going to win. Um, I've gotten into it with some people on Letterboxd about this one. Like when I
it's
left
not
my
good.
review, there was like one kid who just like left his review and was just like, "Yeah, this thing sucks. If it wins the Oscar, I'm gonna scream." And I'm like, "Yeah, same here." And I can tell you that when I saw the news, my heart dropped and I almost cried. I was just like, "Why? Why is this a thing?" I haven't seen the other ones, but like also like I don't even need to see the other ones to tell you that this one is just like an animated music video for War is Over, like the Christmas song. It's so funny. The needle drops are horrendous and the animation's so out of place. It's like if you're gonna reward, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because in the end of the day they did reward like animated excellence with Boy and the Heron, but like, come on,
What a vastly different
for real.
pick.
Yeah.
Um,
They had to choose a CG animated one somewhere, and they did this category.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I literally have nothing to say. The movie's just fine. Or I mean, the shorts like
Yeah. Painfully
dude,
mediocre.
pain.
So
Exact. That's the best. Yeah, painfully mediocre. Next,
yeah. Live action short film. Wes Anderson is an Oscar winner now. That's
Finally.
crazy to me.
Finally,
He should have won something for Grand Budapest Hotel, in my personal opinion. It's kind of ridiculous that he wasn't because that's one of his
yeah,
strongest films and from an award standpoint. But he won
wild.
for one of his short films. It was the best of his Roald Dahl short films. So I'm happy he won for that. And also, it felt kind of like a movie because it was like 45 minutes or whatever. So I'm happy for him. I think that he definitely deserved it for this one, and I'm happy he can just now call himself an Oscar winner. He's
Yeah.
probably sitting at home in a Paris apartment eating like Triscuits or something, and he's like just smiling to himself.
No, he's
Um,
filming his movie with Michael Cera right now.
oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, good on him. He's working with Michael Cera. That's a W.
Yeah,
I can't believe they haven't worked together before now.
I
That's
know
crazy
it's
to me.
wild.
But I think you're going to find no one complaining about him winning an Oscar for this just because it was so strong of a short film. And like nothing else should have stood a chance because like if you're going to get nominated to Wes Anderson, you're going to lose to him basically.
Yeah,
Because he does short films better than I think anyone in this category did. So I think that he deserved it and happy to see him win here. Sound is the next category. This is one you're really hyped about because Zone of Interest took sound. I have not seen Zone of Interest, so why don't you take it away and tell us what exactly made this kind of like the pick overall for sound in comparison to the other nominees?
um, I'm gonna say that since the century has started, I would argue that this has the best sound design of any movie ever since 2000.
Dang.
Yeah, dude, I'm not kidding. I mean, when your whole premise of your movie is to not show it and you just hear it, um, it's wild what you can do to amplify that and to make it feel like it's right next to you while you're sitting down in a pitch black movie theater. Um, it's it's just haunting. It really is. It just sticks with you. The score is very loud and short, but it's overdubbed with like screams, which is
Hmm.
wild. But it's very like cool in a technical and art way. I really can't explain that well without saying it. Like you really do just have to watch it. It's just like makes your brain like insane, like melt. Honestly, just how crisp and how real it feels. It's just yeah. I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's great. Like I'm very happy they picked this. You could argue Oppenheimer. I totally understand that. But like if you watch this movie, I feel like you would have it over Oppenheimer. So yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch it definitely just to see what the hype is about because I've heard a lot of good things about it, especially in sound. People were like recommending it for that before Oscar noms even came out, so I'm excited to see what it is exactly. Same kind of thing with visual effects, which is next. I did not see Godzilla minus one. I didn't get the chance to in theaters because it was not
W.
on streaming before Oscars, but it did win visual effects. I'm happy that an like under budget, kind of foreign film won visual effects because you never see that in this category. And it was really cool to see it win against like Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy, all that stuff. So I'm just happy for it. I think they deserved it. I think the little Godzilla statues with the bow ties were the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And yeah, nothing really else for me to add. What did you want to add to this category?
I did see this movie. It's actually insane what they accomplished on the budget they had. So I'm very happy that they rewarded them for that. Like it's crazy how good he looks. So
yeah, that's kind of my thought process. And to wrap it up, we have both screenplays, adapted and original. We'll start with adapted, which you predicted last episode, which I did not believe you, and I don't think anyone else believed you, but you got American Fiction right. What do you want to say to any of the doubters that didn't believe you? From
all my haters, you need to do some research. I'm just saying. No, I'm gonna stop acting like that. Actually, insane though. I literally was like, besides the leaping out of my chair for the other one, this was the only time I was ecstatic. I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah! I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, I knew it. I was like, it was a perfect. It's just like they had to award that movie in a way. Like, no offense, I like wholeheartedly agree that movie deserves an award in some shape or facet.
Yeah.
And the writing, I talked about last episode why I picked it. It was literally like my second favorite written movie. Like besides the end, it's a little like the end's kind of like but like the overall point and like the gist of it, I empathize and like I connect with so heavily. And his speech was my favorite one he gave. It was so cool. Like he just went up there and he was like, "So I'm making $200 million movie, we can make $20 million movies." And he was like, the next Scorsese could be out there. You just need a chance. Like, you gave a movie to a 40-year-old black guy. And I'm like, yeah, like, that's the whole point. That's like, I'm so happy that like, A, you won, and B, like you thanked your people, but you're giving it the gist. Like, he's like, he knows that it's about to turn over. My bad. Sorry. He knows that it's about to turn over like into the new like era of people. So I'm glad he's trying to get like that exposure for people out there, and trying to save your money because it's bad right now, like very bad. So good on him, and very happy it won.
Yeah, I think that it makes sense, and I'm not going to say American Fiction was my favorite movie or script of last year, but like it's good. I think it's a good win. If it was going to win anything, I would nominate it for that and let it win for that. Same thing with writing for original screenplay. Anatomy of a Fall taking it.
Awesome.
I think it deserved it. Just like nothing else to say really, except like it deserved it. A lot of different like categories that I've said it for so far this episode, but I think this is like deserves it 100%.
Absolutely.
Nothing really to add because it's just so strong of a film and a script.
Incredible.
And yeah, it's just so captivating and so strong.